I was going to forget how to do that for a minute. It's been so long since I sat in this chair and streamed to you beautiful people. Welcome to Wednesday's 40k show. I'm going to add a caveat immediately. A very instant caveat. That is that I am sick as shit right now. So I'm really sorry if I have to keep muting myself to cough. There's nothing I'm going to do about it. To be honest with you, if I wasn't having a week off next week, I probably would just cancel tonight. I probably would just cancel tomorrow night. But because I am having a week off. I am having an actual week off. We're still here. Doing the 40k show for you people. So if you're new to the channel, if you haven't checked this out before, please don't forget hitting all those magical buttons that everyone likes to remind you of all the time on YouTube. I won't read it out. You can see it on the screen. Helps us out. Supports us. Subscribe if you haven't. Then you can chat and chat. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the 40k show. Quick topic tonight. I'm hoping, chat, you can carry me because of this voice, right? And if you can hear lots of horrible noises in the background, that's just because we put some dice on sale yesterday, didn't we, Luce? Oh, you're muted right now, so they can't hear you because that would be a horrible sound to put on the microphone. We put some dice on sale last night, and we put 92 packs up for sale, and we've got 4 packs left. It's your fault. So in an attempt to try and get them off before Christmas, I'm not saying they'll get to you before Christmas, in an attempt to get them off before Christmas, Luce is now packaging everything up in the corner. Yes, I've got man flu Ben. So there's a lot of packages going out, but thank you. You're all amazing. It's incredible. But yet again, I have managed to not order enough dice in the first place, apparently. So I didn't turn her off.
What do you think of Angron's stars and rules?
We'll get to that in a minute, Ted St. Jenny. Don't worry, I will answer that question. I forgot to turn her off. I normally turn her off when we do a stream and I do my topic to start with. And it's logged me out and everything. I'm not even going to get to do it now. Right, I said about sellotape, but it's snotting in my ear as well. Right, so tonight's topic is about rerolls specifically, and rerolls and their impact on 40k. I'm just turning the alert box off. Disable alert box. Save. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we won't be interrupted now. Thank you, though, Thursday Jimmy. We'll get to it, I promise you. So rerolls on 40k. You see the title of the stream. I've also got a soother in my face. You can see the title of the stream. Rerolls ruin Warhammer. This is something that I think I've pretty much said for the longest time ever. But I just wanted to talk about it on stream for a bit. And more importantly, I wanted to get your input as chat as to what you think and how you think this works in terms of the game of 40k. Now, I don't remember specifically back in 7th edition a lot of detail, but I feel like a lot of this reroll hits auras, multiple units benefit all the time type stuff only really came into play in 8th edition because auras became a thing. You all right? Yeah. Oh, okay. You turned and looked at me. I was like, I'm in trouble. What have I done? So I think a lot of these came in 8th edition because of auras and stuff. In 7th edition, a character would join a unit and you'd gain a benefit, but typically auras and rerolls, I think, really came into play during 8th edition. We also started to see the introduction of things like command points and things like the command point reroll stratagem. And so I really believe genuinely that from 8th edition, we've started to see this slow growth of rerolls. Reroll hit rolls of 1, reroll win rolls of 1. Now, 8th edition, it got pretty silly. When we went to 9th edition, they introduced the core special rule, and the core special rule removed rerolls from everybody, typically, and gave it to specific units. And some of the characters, i.e. Abaddon and Gulliman, could give out better rerolls. They give out all reroll hits, and Abaddon and Gulliman can do all reroll wounds and stuff as well. But Gulliman back in 7th edition, in 8th edition, was mental when it was reroll all hits and wounds for everything that was in range of him. And we saw these stupid castles that moved around. Now, there's already a feels bad, I think, into the pick up a bucket of dice, roll them, and then pick up all of the misses and roll them all over again. I already think that's a bit shit in general for the game. I don't think it's great for the gameplay. It slows it down. And when you end up, and good players find these combinations in every single codex. I've got 15 attacks with exploding 6s and rerolling all hits, and then I wound you on 5s and I reroll wound. It just gets a little heavy for your opponent. You're basically removing the random from the dice game. If you can hit on 2s, reroll 1s, and then wound on 3s and reroll everything and blah, you're removing the random of a dice game. And the reason why we love this game is because it's a random dice game, right? So because it's a random dice game, we have the most fun at 40k. But by re-rolling everything all the time, you remove a lot of that random. Now, it's obviously a bit slow and trudgy and shitty on the big pools of dice in your hand. And when you've got 30 dice re-rolls, 30 dice re-rolls, it already creates a bit of a... But it's not the worst ever. It's just like, oh, hang on, he's missed with more than half. Oh, no, he gets to re-roll everything. It's not the worst in the world. For me, the real feels bad moments come down to the single dice roll moments. The moment that one custodian terminator gets shot at by an Astra Militarum guardsman with a last gun and fails his 2+ save. Those moments are the ones where rerolls really ruin, for me, the excitement of what is a D6 tabletop game. Now, irrelevant whether you think we should be moving to D12s or D20s, the D6 tabletop game, a 1 in 6 chance of failing that save is quite high on the whole, but still, it's the best you're going to have, a 1 in 6 chance. So when that custodian terminator rolls his 2+ save and fails it and is shot by that guardsman and die, and then the player goes, oh, CP reroll it. It ruins that epic moment. When you get hit by a fusion weapon of some sort or some sort of multi-melter and you think my tank's only got 4 wounds remaining and he hits you with that multi-melter and he rolls a dice and he gets a 1 and does 1 damage, that's an epic moment. How the tank has survived, we don't quite know. He clipped the side of his armor and the turret pivots. But what does the multi-melter player do? Just reroll the damage. Just reroll that damage. So when you look at other things in the game, i.e. things like mortal wounds on D3s and smites and stuff, we don't have rerolls for the number of mortal wounds that you can do. And that's always the more exciting, more epic moments. Oh, you've done a super smite. Oh, shit, it's a super smite. How many mortal wounds have you done? 1. Can't reroll it. I prefer that. I prefer not being able to reroll it. I prefer actually just taking the first dice result as the dice result. When you're talking about 20, 30 dice and guns, it's just slowing the game down. When you're talking about those epic moments, it removes those fun, exciting, epic moments. One way or another, it removes those epic moments. So that's my theory on dice rolling. And if I had a wish list of things for the next edition, and my wish list for things for the next edition is very long, people, let's be honest. One of my things on that wish list, if I had to pick a top 10, remove rerolls and aura rerolls. Get rid of it. I don't want them anymore. Get rid of them. That's what I think. But I'm obviously conscious to know what you beautiful people think in chat. So you want to let me know. You can let me know right now. I'll turn on chat bot again, so she can now shout at you wonderful people. If you decide to super chat, of course, you don't have to. But it's a great way of supporting us here. And some people have already done that, which I'm going to get to now. I'm not set up for tonight. I'm so behind the curve right now. I'm not set up. We have currently 3, 2, 1. 370 was the total. Christmas total. Goal.
As a Custodes player, the fact that most other factions can be more reliable in combat due to rerolls is a bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah, well, exactly. And because you don't typically have a ton of dice, you don't get as much mileage from rerolls as well, Rob, right? But Custodes, who should be the best of the best, they're often not the best of the best because of things you can stack. Custodes, I've been I've been looking, sorry people, I've been looking at combinations for sisters recently. Specifically, I've been looking at Paragon Warsuits and their maces, and I was like, oh, they hit on 4s. And that should be a real trade, right? That should be a real trade-off. Oh, they hit on 4s. It should be. Apart from the fact that there's a strat to give them +1 to hit, and then Morvian Val gives them plus reroll all hits and reroll all wounds because they're core. And then because they're bloody rogues, they're 4 attacks at AP -3 and flat 3 damage. It's like, well, there's no negative now to actually taking those maces. I might as well just take them. Because I can just stack strats, stack abilities, or abilities that cost me no command point. It's just a character which you're not going to not take anyway if you're a sisters player. You reroll all hits and wounds. They're just better. Now, of course, I'm not going to not use these abilities because everybody else is using these abilities. But I just want rid of them. Right? I just want rid of them. Got to give some shout outs to Fate's Daydreamer, who gifted 10 memberships. You're a legend. Meg from Titans, you're a hero. I love you.
Someone did a thought experiment when he introduced rerolls to other dice games. I think every game he tried was destroyed.
Oh,
Smiley
really?
Face.
That's it. That is interesting. If that's true, that's very interesting. So thank you, Meg. You're a hero. Thank you for gifting 5. Liberty Fires with 20.
6 Crisis, all burst cannons, 108 shots re-rolling all hits and wounds for 3 CP. What's not to like?
Well, I mean, I think you've just described it all in one in one single super chat there, to be honest with you, James. You've just kind of proved my point in one go. Liberty Fires, thanks for gifting the next one. 21 memberships gifted by Liberty Fires. You're amazing. Don't forget, you people, if you have been gifted a membership by the amazing people in chat, !my Discord.
I'm making baklava. Merry Christmas, Liam Fam and friends. Custodes.
Custodes, thanks, Cool Jim, and did you a hero. So thank you, everyone, for the super chats. I need to say thank you, James Hobbs, for the poo. Thank you for the poo. You're a hero. Talk about rerolls. We go back to the Thursday and Jimmy. What do you think of Angron stats and rules? At the moment, I'm a World Eaters player who couldn't be less excited to play World Eaters. At the moment, I'm in a place where I've actively told Joe, you can have World Eaters if you want. I'm not interested in playing them at the moment. Angron looks disappointing at best. It doesn't look terrible with 12 attacks base, assuming they keep the +1 attack World Eaters thing, because they're super original, Games Workshop. Maybe 13, 39 if he trades them in. I looked at his damage, strength. I'm not frightened by it. He doesn't ignore invuns. He doesn't ignore rules that ignore wounds. He's going to bounce against most things. And let's be honest with you, when you look at Vanquishers, and you look at Votan, and you look at Rail Cannons, most armies, he's going to suffer the same fate as Mortarion and Magnus, despite the fact that Mortarion and Magnus are more survivable. Angron's going to die before he gets anywhere. Angron's just going to die. I have no interest in playing Wild Eaters right now, if I'm honest with you. That's what I think about his stats and rules Thursday. And he has to pick an aura ability for rerolls, right? Yeah.
Couldn't let the year slide out without one last super chat. Go ahead, bot lady, say the thing. Custodes.
Thanks, Soups. Love you, man. Thanks for your support this year. Everybody who's super chat. Obviously, we've got some more streams this year. So, thank you for the heart, Chris. So, we have, after tonight, officially, we have 3 more streams for the year. So, tomorrow night, team, excuse my coughing. Tomorrow night, I'm taking on Brom. It's Votan versus Tyranids. We've given Brom. It's Christmas. It's the time of giving, as we see with the new membership so far this stream. It's a time for giving. We've gifted Brom the Leagues of Votan, which logically means we've gifted Brom the win, right? Surely. I have decided to start running Tyranids because I originally put the army together for myself. Joe painted them, fell in love with them. I was like, well, you've painted them. Would you like to use them? And he's been using them, and he'll continue to use them as High Fleet Hydra, but I'm going to run the Tyranids into his Votan tomorrow night. But chat, there's 193 people in chat right now. We need you, right? Because those cheeky fuckers over at Vanguard Tactics have decided to move their game stream to tomorrow night at 7 PM, which means they're going to try and compete with us. I want to see all of you tomorrow. All right? It's a competition now, and I don't like losing. Right? All joking aside.
Custo titties.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thanks, Dave. All joking aside, it's because Jakey's got to work late tonight, so that's why they couldn't stream tonight. But if you wanted a little warm up half an hour before we go live, you can check that one out, and you'll be like, now we know why we watch Liam instead. Anyway, I see Jeremy say that is sad, Liam. I love your World Eaters. I love my World Eaters too. I love the models. I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm going to keep hold of them. You don't get rid of armies, but they're just underwhelming. You all right? You wait for the. You look like you're going to contemplate life soon. Addresses? I can't hear you, Luce. Do you want to shout at people about their addresses? We might have a loose rant coming up.
I have to test this. Bot lady. Custodes.
I've kept you on mute for now. You can fuck around with your mic. You tell me when you're ready. Mate, who is this Vanguard Tactics you can care about?
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, Liam and chat. Looking forward to seeing anyone at Warhammer Fest in Manchester.
Amazing. You ready? You ready? We ready for a loose rant? You can loose rant now if you'd like. Loose also has man flu, by the way. Warning. She also has man flu.
Yes, I've got man flu, but I've ignored it all day. Somebody has pissed and moaned about man flu all day.
You wouldn't know that because you've not been here all day.
No, you're right. I've been doing my job. I've been trudging.
Custodes. Not bothered by the concept of re-rolling. It needs to be a lot more rare. 40k seems a lot more about expected outcomes, and that puts me off.
Agree, Captain Mellerings. You haven't been doing your job anyway. You went Christmas shopping.
And I dropped off some dice.
Why does James Hobbs gets thanked for the poop but Joe doesn't get thanked when he turn up and does 4 in the downstairs toilet? He poos like a Custodes.
What did you do in the downstairs toilet?
I've done nothing in the downstairs toilet. Ginger Steve says, why does James Hobbs get thanked for the poo? Because there's his super chatted emoji. And Joe doesn't get thanked when he does 4 in the downstairs toilet. I'll tell you why, Ginger Steve. Because our downstairs toilet extractor fan doesn't work and we don't have a window.
Yeah.
So if Joe does that in our downstairs toilet, then you walk in there and you come back out without your eyebrows. They just burn off. That's why. That's why. Thank you for the super chats. Anyway, you're all heroes. What do you want to rant about addresses for then?
Because the addresses as they turn up on Shopify are perfect. But not everybody in the world writes their address the way that the English write their address. So then I have to Google Maps, the address. I'm not spying on you, by the way. Just to see how the internet lays it out. So then I do it like that on the Royal Mail website. And then at some point between me inputting it and clicking OK, sometimes some parts of it auto-populate again. It pisses me off.
So it's the Royal Mail website that's the problem?
Some little gremlin that lives in the internet.
So are we
has got
saying
time on his hands this evening?
Are
That's what it is.
we actually saying Royal Mail is dog shit?
No, Royal Mail's not dog shit.
I mean, I think
Our
it is.
Royal Mail, I think, is one of our national treasures. I think. I love how they charge me lots of money for stamps, and I love how my parcels turn up sometimes broken. It is an absolute national treasure.
It's not a national treasure anymore, though, is it? It's privatised now.
It'll still be a national treasure.
No.
Yes, it can.
No.
Lots of companies make tea, but the cup of tea.
Invals need to be removed. App needs to drop. Damage need to drop. Stratagems need to go. Everything needs to be keyworded. Data sheets should be the end all for the unit rules. Digital rules. Custodes.
I love the amount of people that just put custodies in a chat for the sake of it now.
Custode.
Custodes is the new favourite thing in the channel. What I want to start seeing is on other channels, I want people to just start super chatting with the word custodies in it. So when someone like Adrian, who's on the Good Talk, is reading out a super chat, and at the end it just says custodies for no reason, he's going to be so confused. I encourage you all to do that. I don't disagree with all of that. I don't want to get rid of invulnerable saves, Face Daydreamer, but I would like 7th. If we look at 7th edition, and I get the fact that it's not the poster boy for the world's greatest editions ever. It's just one of the ones that I enjoyed. If we look at 7th edition, invulnerable saves were significantly rarer. And that is what they should be. They should be rarer. Superheroes. Maybe one elite unit per codex. But invulnerable saves are fucking everywhere right now. So I don't necessarily disagree with that entirely, but with a bit of a tweak. And I wouldn't get rid of them. AP needs to drop. Yeah, things should be more survivable on the whole, I think. But fucking hell, I'm actually dying. I'm dying, chat. Can you just get all your super chats and gifted memberships out in the next 10 minutes so I can just turn it off? I'm joking. AP needs to drop an interesting one. I think there's a lot of feels bads right now for people when they come to the tabletop with their brand new army and they don't get first turn and they play Guard or Tau or Votan and they pick up a third of their army in the first turn and put it back in the box. That's not great for anybody. So in that regards, yeah, AP needs to drop a bit. Damage needs to drop. Again, I don't necessarily disagree with you there either. There's we've got into the realms of 12 damage weapons and things that can one-shot a tank, and I just think that's a lot. Stratagems need to go. I hate stratagems. I would get rid of them altogether. I have also come up with some what's the word I'm looking for? Some sort of middle ground.
Are your children still starving?
Always, Mandy. always. I've come up with some happy middle grounds. Like I've said, I'm okay with maybe deck building. So you pick 6 before the game, or maybe a mechanic where you can only use one stratagem once. Like I want to come away from the realms of battle round 1 I'll use transhuman, and battle round 2 I'll use transhuman, and battle round 3 I'll use transhuman, and battle round 4 I'll use transhuman, and battle round 5 I'll use transhuman. Like I want to come away from that because I think that's shocking. I like the idea of you pick 6 stratagems and the only ones you can use for the whole game. I also like the idea of keep the 3 pages of stratagems, but each stratagem is 1 use per battle. So you really need to think about where you place that one transhuman instead. Thank you for the donation, Boris. I don't know what you wanted to say. Oh, just lots of custodies. Look at that. Oh, you've done it again. What a hero. We'll wait for her to read it out. So yeah, stratagems. Personally, I'd get rid of them. I hate them. I really don't like them at all. Everything's be keyworded. Yes and no. Keywords. The thing is, if you get rid of rerolls and you get rid of stratagems, do you need keywords anymore? Arguably, no. Data sheet should be the end all for all unit rules. Agree with that one as well. I don't know why they're not. Give us 5 universal strats and pick 3 for the game. Like it a lot. The old method of AP was better, same as penetrate. So if you don't know the old AP system, we'll talk about it in just a second.
Custodes, 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 custodes nuts.
That 4th one, custodes. That's why she said it properly. That's a yeah, okay. So if you don't know the old AP system from 7th edition, and arguably from Horus Heresy now, the old AP system was rather simple. So each weapon had an AP characteristic, same as now. But instead of it being a -1 or a -2 or whatever, it's just a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Now, if you're shooting an AP3 weapon at I think this is right, correct me if I'm wrong, at a 3-up armor save, they don't get an armor save. If you're shooting that same AP3 weapon at a 4-up armor save, they don't get an armor save.
Can you tell Lucy I'm sorry for placing an order?
Why would you be sorry for placing an order?
Who's that?
Lehman Russ.
Did he?
Well, we've just had another order come through.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why you'd be sorry for buying the merchandise we're trying to sell and giving Luce something to do as part of her job. I don't know why you'd be sorry for that.
Yes, because I often find myself with nothing to do in this house.
Yeah, exactly. So the old AP system, if the AP of your weapon was equal to or lower than the armor save of the thing you were shooting at, they didn't get an armor save. If, however, it wasn't, they got their full armor save. So if you shot an AP3 weapon at a 2-up save Terminator still got its save.
Custodes. I have an awesome wife. Laura is currently doing zenithal primes on her orcs and some Underworld's warbands. Love you, Laura.
That sounds a lot like, Ben, Laura's on your account. The super chat says, I have an awesome wife, Laura, who is currently doing zenithal primes on her orcs and some Underworld's warbands. Love you, Laura. Sounds a little bit like... Sounds like Ben's left his phone or iPad laying around.
Classic.
Yeah. We got you, Laura. We know.
Custard days.
Custard days.
Or custard A's. Maybe that's... You need to type it as custard A's.
So Boris got it. On his 4th Custodes, which was cust space ODS, she said it properly. That's the way to do it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So if you shot AP3 at 2-up save Terminator, 2-up save Terminator still got 2-up save Terminator. So armor was actually good then, right? So I missed that actually quite a lot. I know Soup says I couldn't stand that AP system. It looks simpler on paper, but in practice it mean AP 5.6 was basically pointless. Is it nowadays though, Soups? AP5 against mini gaunts against Drakari, a lot of Drakari. AP5 against guardsmen. It murders a lot of things. AP6 is kind of pointless. It just obliterates cultists, basically. She says you are so rude, says Ben. I'm sure she does. So I genuinely, I get what you're saying, Soups. I get that. This is the other thing, right? I understand that you are not going to end up with a rule system that everybody loves. Inherently, with how big this hobby is, you end up with a rule system that some people will love, some people hate. And all Games Workshop can really hope to do is please the majority rather than the minority. And this is where I think the problem lies currently with the addition is that I think that they've, by targeting essentially tournaments, appealed mostly to the minority out there. I think that's what the problem is we've seen. And I think this need or want from people to be able to fire a unit and pick up another unit.
Cause cough, toad, sneezy, sniffle. Hope you feel better on your week off. The timing is a drag.
So I said this to Lise, right, yesterday. If I'm going to get sick for a week over the Christmas period, I'm actually glad it's this week rather than next week. So I think today's the worst, and I think tomorrow I'll be feeling a bit better, Friday a bit better, Saturday even better, I hope. It's my fucking birthday. And then Sunday will be fine. And so Sunday I'll be off the back of it, and then I'll have a week off where I won't be sick. So thank you, Tony. But what I'm hoping is this means that I'll be okay for next week, and I'll actually get to enjoy my week off. Fun fact, GW emailed me about a meeting about something, and they were like, can you do it the week between Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, sorry, and New Year's, or would you like to wait till the start of January? And normally I would say, yeah, next week's fine, because I'm a FOMO and I like to know the information as soon as possible. And I actually said, I can do both. I would prefer not to do next week because I'm actually trying to have a week off. That's a step forward for me, team, honestly. Reduce AP, reduce strats, restore, universal special rules, invulnerable saves should be more rare, less rerolls. USRs, Kai, again, like, I don't know, removing universal special rules when there was 12 pages of them, I didn't think necessarily that was a terrible idea. I thought that was an okay idea. You have to remember, right, when they first removed universal special rules, we were talking about the start of 8th edition. Universal special rules in 7th was a number of pages, like 8-9 pages of special rules that existed in the 7th edition rulebook, maybe more. I don't remember. And when they got rid of universal special rules, a lot of people breathed a sigh of relief because you didn't have to know 8, 9, 10 pages of rules in the core rulebook to be able to use your units in your codex. Get that? Makes sense. And indexes removed so much of that bloat, and they reset the bar, and they gave everyone basically a stat line and maybe a rule. Then what happened with 8th edition is they started releasing codex after codex after codex. And guess what? Every single codex that exists has Deep Strike in one form or another. They have Deep Strike. The problem is now, if there's 20 codexes, Deep Strike is now called 20 different things, and it's written sometimes 20 slightly different ways. That's just worse for the game. If those 20 different codexes had a little bit of narrative about how they come onto the battlefield, and they said, this confers Deep Strike, that's much better for the game. Now, I don't want everything to be a universal special rule. I'm okay with datasheets having individual special rules that are unique to that unit, right? But on the whole, special rules need to come back. Make them 2 pages in the rulebook, and that's it, and we're okay. So all you need is 2 pages. You don't need the heresy version of special rules where there's billions of pages. 2 pages of special rules. 1 for Deep Strike, 1 for Infiltrate.
Hope all enjoy GHG. Custodes. Am I playing right? Happy Horizon.
You are definitely playing right, Ozzy. Thanks for the super chat. GHG, Great Hall Gathering. We had that this last weekend. I'll talk about this very quickly. Where we had a number of people from the community come and hang out with us at Element Games on a horribly icy Saturday. And it was so incredibly humbling. We did the biggest raffle I've ever put together. Cost me literally hundreds out of my own pocket that we didn't make back. But I wanted to make sure lots of people had lots of chances to win prizes. We ran another quiz. We ran another 40k quiz, another 30-question quiz, which was brilliantly funny, lots of fun. We had pizza together. We had beers together the night before. We had Subway together. Lots of fun games were played. There was 6-way games and 8-way games and 4v4 and 6v6, 3v3 and all that kind of stuff. Great Hall Gathering was amazing, Ozzy. Thank you. Really, really, really amazing. Thank you to everybody who braved it in December. We've booked, or we're temporarily booking, or provisionally booking the next one for a more friendly time in May. Okay? So I need Luce to confirm the date with Element before I say anything else, because it's Luce's all events coordinator. And then as soon as I have a date, I'll put it in Discord. Right? So you guys will be notified immediately, as soon as possible. You'll have 5 months to organise transport, accommodation, flights. John, thank you for the poo. Accommodation, flights, because Adrian, I don't know if he's in chat, but Adrian, he flew across from fucking Austria.
Custodes.
Thanks, Liberty Fires. He flew across from Austria to come and hang out with us. What a hero. Came from abroad to hang out with us at Great Hall Gathering. It was really, really cool. There was a few people that came and was like, actually, this is a really nice community, nice vibe. We've had an email from Element already where we've been wildly complimented on our manner and demeanour at Great Hall Gathering. That was really nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Luce got that yesterday from them about how the staff and the regulars who are hanging out at Great Hall Gathering, so not our people, but people that were just in the hall playing anyway, that they've all said that it was, the vibe was really nice, the team was really nice to interact with. It was just a very pleasant experience on the whole. So I'm proud of you all. You all, you know, as representatives of our community, you all did a great job. So thank you so much. A big shout out Carl of Hodgie, who I also met at Great Hall Gathering.
Oh, I love Carl.
I love Carl. He's just gifted 10 memberships. Thanks, man. You're a hero. So we have booked the next one, temporarily, provisionally, at Element Games again, and I've forgotten the date. Do you want to put the date out there tonight, or
No.
No?
No, don't say anything until there's something to say.
Okay, it's just provisional right now, people. But I'm hoping to get the date to you before the end of the year, as confirmed. All right, but that's on Luce to sort out because that's her thing. I go, it's this date because she's told me it's that date. Liberty Fires, thanks for gifting 3 more memberships. You fucking lunatic. That means you get to pick the next total. Pick the next total to be achieved by the end of Friday. But thanks, man. You're a hero. Tell me what the title is. We have 3 more streams after tonight for the rest of the year, by the way, just so you guys know. So tomorrow night's me versus Brom, Votan versus Niz. Like I said, we're competing with Vanguard Tactics for viewership numbers, so I'm expecting to see all 216 of you there. And if there's 216 of you in chat, why is there only 90 people that have clicked that big thumbs up button? Friday, we have a 40k After Dark. A normal Friday, 40k After Dark on the 23rd. I wasn't going to be doing it because I thought we would have guests that night for my birthday the next day, but we actually don't. So you guys get the pleasure of my company instead. Isn't that nice? You get to come and hang out with me for my birthday. So 23rd will be a 40k After Dark birthday stream. And then next week I'm having it off. I'm actually going to have a week off. My first and only week off of this whole year. And then on Saturday, a week Saturday, on New Year's Eve, we've got a 40k After Dark special New Year's Eve stream. Because we don't go out clubbing and stuff for New Year's because we're old.
No, I've never done the whole New Year's thing. I don't exactly see the point in it.
I just hope demons get Monogod rules and Warpstorm doesn't suck next edition. Not that they're bad, but it sucks not having a codex like other factions.
Demons get Monogod rules and Warpstorm doesn't suck next edition. Do you think Warpstorm sucks? I think it's really good. I say really good. I don't mean as in it's powerful or strong. I think it's quite narrative. And the Warpstorm that I use for Khorne Demons is okay, actually. But I think we did a good job with the Demon Codex. Well, I get it, though. I guess, to some extent, when you see a Codex come out, and they all fucking absolutely kick ass, and then yours comes out and it's toned right down. And although I think GW are doing the right thing by toning it down, it can create a feels bad where you're like, well, I was expecting to have my time at the top, and you've not given me that. I get it. I understand. Dazza2407, thank you for gifting 5. Liberty Fires has set the next target at 396 for reasons I don't know. But that's what he set it as. That's what he's told me. So it's there, right? So 396 to go. 375 we're at. You can do it, people. I believe you. Tell Liam off. Not enough time off, says Dave B. She can't read chat, so she's busy working, packaging up dice. Because I'm very sorry, we sold out of matte white dice too fast. I didn't think they'd be that popular.
45th birthday, right? Custodes.
45th, cheeky bastard. As much as I love you, Mandy, 45? I know I'm looking rough tonight, but come on. Normally I'm a fine figure of a man. Liberty Fires, 20 more. Jesus. Stop it now. Thank you. But you can't set your own target and then hit it yourself. That's not how it works. Right? Thanks though, man. I appreciate you. Although you're about to smash through your own next target and someone else will have to get to set the target. Thank you, Liberty Fires. I'm sorry, people, for coughing down the mic. I'm trying not to. if you have been gifted a membership, exclamation mark Discord in chat, come and join us in the Great Hall. Come and hang out with the people in the Great Hall. Get to know the people in the Great Hall. And then when we have another Great Hall gathering, when we have another get-together, you will, I promise you, want to come to it because it's just amazing. It's just amazing. No undivided strats. Yeah, the strats situation is one of those things where I've been actively encouraging to reduce the number of strats overall, and they kind of only did it for demons at the moment, which seems a bit like a strange choice. I guess if you took every god, you've got access to 4 pages of strats, but it's a bit shit. But then demon strats in the last Demons Codex was a bit shit as well. They just seem to get shafted with strats. Yeston, tell us what the next goal is, sir. Please. Now you've gone through that target. Tell me what the next goal is. You people, stop being so generous. It's my birthday stream on Friday. Wait till then. All right? Thank you, Yeston. And there we go. Thanks, Yeston. Thank you. You're a hero. Sol's Law dictates that since we want rules turned back with things such as invans in the next edition, every model gains Belliquesque rules. You're probably not wrong, Sangre Guard, right? I get the arms race to a point. And I get that with 8th edition and the indexes, they kind of reset that arms race. Okay, fine. But there's going to be people that will surf that sine wave for a while. Power, back to the start. Power, back to, and they'll go, I'm not doing this anymore. Right? So I do want them to wind it back. I don't necessarily want them to go right back to super basic. I'm a fan of complexity. So this is an unpopular opinion right now. I'm going to give you an unpopular opinion. I'm a fan of complexity. I like complex rules. I specifically like slightly more complicated rules that give narrative out. So I love Fate dice for Eldar. I love Miracle dice for Sisters. I love those kind of complexities that exist. That some people go, well, that's too much. Get them out. We don't need that. I would rather keep those kinds of mechanics that are in the game rather than get rid of them. I actually kind of like the concept behind judgment tokens for Votan. I just think it's been poorly executed. I like how marker lights work. I like these mechanics. I like these complicated mechanics, and I want to keep these complicated mechanics in the game. When I talk about winding it back, I want to remove the layer upon layer upon layer of rerolls. I just don't want to I don't want those anymore. I don't want everything to have access to invulnerable saves. And let's look at this silly arms race where we've got invulnerable saves. You know, we've got rules that ignore invulnerable saves, and we've got invulnerables that ignore rules that ignore invulnerable saves. It's just a bit shitty there, right? So I would prefer them to wind some of it back a bit, keep some of the complexity for narrative flavour, add some universal special rules in. So, and when I say add universal special rules, I'm not saying I want to be categorically clear. I'm not saying remove rules from an individual unit's datasheet that's narrative to those particular units. But let's talk about some rules that we've seen, right? How many factions have access to a form of transhuman? And what do we all call it? Transhuman. In fact, it's so widely known as transhuman that when they started to bring rules out that say you cannot hit on an unmodified unmodified hit roll of a 1, 2, or 3, we all just started calling it transhitman because we're so used to transhuman, which was the first time it existed. Everybody's got access to deep strike rules. It's called different in everything, and guess what? We all still call it deep strike. We don't call it webway strike. We just call it deep strike. We don't call it manta strike. We call it deep strike. So just call those kinds of rules that exist in every single codex, just call them what they are. Keep some of the narrative ones that are quite specifically unique to an individual unit, but otherwise, why do we need 4,000 rules for -1 damage?
I need to use this machine. Do you want me to stop?
You can use it. I'll just mute your microphone because the label printer's loud. I'm about to get wildly distracted by a label printer. Yes, and I saw what you wanted your total to be. You're a very bad human. But I said that you could set the total, so I'm going to do what you said. I had to do maths in my head then, could you tell? No, that's wrong. No, that's right. That's right. Okay, good. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Maths isn't my strong point when I'm unwell. There you go. There you go, yes, and just as you asked. Even knights have trans hitmen, for fuck's sake. Exactly, yeah. Eddie says, hey guys, I'll hopefully be back soon. Missing getting clapped by you all in chat plays. Eddie. People have been asking about you a lot, Eddie. I haven't told anybody what's been going on. I can if you say I can, but 15.5 hours drive home. Never leave. So soldier never leave the state. Even call it Manta Deep Strike or whatever, but keep the Deep Strike bit in the name so at least people can see that they're the same. Yeah, this is the thing, right? This is what I'm saying. When you've got 20 rules that mean the same thing that are worded slightly differently, there's also janky interactions. How much did it get terrible with all the fucking fights first, fights last, fights super last, fights super first, all that kind of shit, right? It's terrible. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Soups. If you're still in chat, I'm sorry. I want the old AP system back. I hate this -1, but +1 for cover, but -1. I prefer old rules. My armor's a 3-up. What's your AP? 4. AP 4. Cool. I get my full Space Marine armor save against your gun because I've got fucking power armor, and power armor actually means something. And I don't need armor of contempt to make power armor strong because most guns are AP 4 or 5. So my power armor, I get my save against everything. Oh, you've hit me with a las cannon. It's AP -3. You don't get my power armor save at all because it's a fucking las cannon, and that's the way it should work. But I am in cover. So as good as your las cannon is at obliterating my power armor, I do get a 5+ cover save as I hide behind the ruin. That made sense. It made so much more sense, right? That's the way it should be, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't think that's unreasonable. And it just makes... You don't need Armour of Contempt as an additional layered rule on top of another rule just to make things work, right? Lehman says, how many dice are left for the black ones? We currently have, Mr. Russ, no white dice in stock. They sold out in 12, 13 hours, right? We have 7 packs of objective markers left before our restock. There's only 7 packs of objective markers left. They haven't been super popular, but the people that have got their hands on them have then said, oh shit, they're really nice. So pick up objective markers, and we currently have just 2 packs of matte black dice left before we're then sold out again, and we have to go back to Baron of Dice, who are amazing. Make sure you're following them on social media and you visit his website, and then say to Baron, please can you make us some more dice, because we underestimated yet again. Brilliant. I haven't played 40k since COVID began. Honestly, the break was just a final, hopefully temporary nail in the coffin. I got a feeling Games Workshop on keep on with the 8th cancer they started. 8th started so promising. So promising, though, right? But I agree with the AP system, but if you remember back then, people bitched constantly about how complicated it was. I just ask me to word it for them, and I'll make it super simple, okay? Right? I love the objective markers, says Fen. Looked great at Great Hall Gathering. See, they're beautiful. Objective markers are super nice, says James Hobbs. There you go. Kai, did you manage to send me mine? I'll say yes, Kai, whilst I look nervously at Luce and be like, no, we haven't done that yet. Kai won some dice that are in my drawer. And he sent me his address, which is in my inbox. Luce basically just swore at me, people. Okay. At least make him another hot... No, Dave, no. No. Uh-oh, that cough sounds familiar. No, it's fine. It's not that, thankfully. Just man flu, DN stuff. We're okay. We're okay, all right?
Loose, make him another hot toddy.
No, it's none of that nonsense. No. So Eddie's come up with lots of reasons as to why he's been away. He's been away getting a full body tan tested on me. Lots of people have asked me why Eddie's not been here, and a couple of people in chat have already said, why hasn't Eddie been around? He doesn't like chat. He thinks you're all dicks, basically. So he said I don't really. So he's spent probably 6-ish months now trying to get back in Vanguard Tactics. Like Steve's been showing me, he's been messaging him 2 or 3 times a day. Please, blah blah. You know, he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop trying. Anyway, Steve's basically been like, Eddie, I don't want you. We got rid of you. So he's come back to me and said, can I come back? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Of course, you're okay. So Mikey says, please do the flat fabric objective markers. If we can find someone competent to make them for us, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Don't forget to use his best single malt for the hot toddy. Keith, no. No. Soups says we are all dicks, though. Yeah, you are. That's why you're my people. Because I love you. Sex change, Eddie. Well, it is 2022. Yeah. Yeah. He's going to turn up in January as Edna. Most of us are officially known as members. Affectionately known as members, Soups, is the answer. I'll give you the truth. I'm only winding you up.
Uncle Liam and Lucy, Merry Christmas. Custodies.
Custodies? Thanks, Bit Backy Peter Gaming. Thank you so much, your hero. So, because Eddie's probably swearing at me right now and texting me as I speak. Yeah, because that's obviously not what's been going on. Eddie had a baby middle of the year. Yes, he's given me permission. Yeah, he's given me permission. Eddie wanted to leave. No, he doesn't want to leave. Okay, so this is why I'm explaining what happened now. Eddie had a baby middle of the year, which is good news for most people normally, right? Are you planning to do dice in other colours in the future? Yes, we are, Pickle Nick. Yeah, I've got ideas. So that's amazing. It's great news. However, during the pregnancy and labour, they unfortunately discovered a brain tumour in his wife. Wasn't called Eddie, to be clear, but they discovered a brain tumour in his wife. So he's been at home since then because, as you can imagine, that's not serious. That's quite a serious thing. I can happily report, however, that on the Friday that we came up to Element Games for Great Hall Gathering, they operated and removed it successfully, and she's currently recovering, and they expect her to make 100% full recovery. So we haven't said a word. I purposefully haven't said a word pre-surgery, because if the news had gone bad, I didn't want to be the person to break that to you people. And we would have needed to give Eddie all the support we possibly could. I've been checking in with him regularly, making sure he's okay. And I am desperate to have him back. But as you all know, family comes first. Family will always come first. We promote that with all of you people. We promote that ourselves as well. Family comes first. So, successful surgery. His wife is recovering. We love him dearly. I'm planning on lots of flowers and cards in the near future for him. Although he's in stream now, so he'll hear it. All great news now, thankfully. So sometime in the new year, and Eddie, if you're watching this, she needs to be fully recovered first, because I know how keen you are to come back. Sometime in the new year, we will hopefully see Eddie back on the channel. He's even been using the time to paint up other armies and stuff as well, so he doesn't just play fucking Necrons. So, lots of love in chat for Eddie, please, because it's been hard me saying nothing about it, because what a shit thing to go through, but it's really good news now, which is why I'm okay to talk about it, right? So, and not what he did say, which was, I've been going around the world dressed in a red and white striped outfit, posing for pictures in crowds. It's not that. Although you could have done that, legitimately. All right?
We need to do that for World Book Day. Dress Eddie up and
yeah.
around Southampton with him.
So bonuses, little one's doing really well. Successful surgery, wife's recovering. All good news, thankfully, okay? Because Eddie's family, people don't realise this, but the guys on stream, Joe specifically, Brom for me, obviously, Eddie, Paddy, and Chris is starting to weasel his way in now. It's family. And Luce and I talk to them about their wives and girlfriends and about their children, and we get to know them. We get to know them really well, don't we? Really well. I mean, you're not even got your mic on at the moment. It's on the floor, so Luce can't talk. But we get to know these people really, really well, and they become family. And we talk in our group chat every single fucking day. So when this sort of shit happens, it's not very nice, and we've all been checking up on him. It's just super nice to get some good news, especially considering the year a lot of people have had. It's just super nice to get some good news for him. So lots of love to Eddie. We're all here for you, man, and I'm sure the guys in chat are chomping at the bit to get you back on the stream for a chat plays, so they can bully you some more, basically. And you'll wish you were back at home. Amazing. That is good news. It is good news, yeah, absolutely. Rerolls, Ruin, Warhammer. This is my kind of show, or have I missed it? You've kind of missed, Kelsey, you've kind of missed some of it, I'm afraid, my friend. But yes, we have come to a relatively general consensus opinion that they do.
FUCK cancer.
I don't think it was that. Or are all tumours classified as cancer? Okay. So I don't think, thankfully, Dave, I don't think it was that. Okay.
Can we do a member stream collection for Mrs. Eddie?
I will. Yeah, I tell you what. I'll create. It's your turn, Eddie, to be very awkward by people's generosity. I will create some kind of like PayPal pool or something, because I think Luce knows how to do that, or something along those lines, and I'll share it in Discord, and you guys can all donate into that, and whatever we raise, we'll get the Eddie family a present.
Hey Eddie, awesome, starstruck that everything is on the right way. Can't wait to see you keeping the silent king in the backfield.
Brilliant. There's Adrian, he came all the way from Austria.
Yeah.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
So cool.
He's taller than I expected, yes. Yes. So, Eddie's going to get the awkwardness now, that's fine. Right. Sounds silly, did they confirm if it was... Yeah, well, it's not. Eddie's already replied. Right, but we're good. I've just realised 2022 is nearly over. Praise the Lord for Eddie. It is nearly over. That's what we're doing, a New Year's stream in a week on Saturday, which is mental.
Just to let you know, Liam, I bought 4 packs of dice today and 1 pack of objectives, and we are now out of dice is the website, and I am sorry, Lucy, sorry for making you work.
Sorry for making you work ill. I mean, this is printing labels and packaging up dice. It's not like it's massively strenuous.
The British Hamper Company has some nice baskets you could send him. I would be done to pitch in for that.
Oh, bless you, Mandy. Well, I'll sort out some kind of fund pool thing where there's not like 75% commission for whatever the company is, so we can make sure that all of your donated money goes to Eddie. And I don't want to do it through super chats because 30% YouTube cut, then my income tax. Let's just do it. We'll find a way of doing it where there's zero cost or minimal cost to us. Yeah, but your PayPal you also use for home. I've got some PayPal accounts. I've got 3 PayPal accounts. I'm conscious your mic's not on. So we will sort out a way of people donating. Harry and David have some nice ones too. Yeah, Mandy, chuck me links. We'll work something out. If you're happy to, obviously. Crack open the Xmas rum. That'll sort the flu out. I'm about to go and drink a pint of whiskey or Baileys or something, to be fair. You really don't need to do that, guys. Shut up, Eddie. I told you, you can be uncomfortable with the generosity now, and I don't have to be uncomfortable for a moment, which is quite nice.
Will Eddie's other armies have the static Necron though? Great time was had at GHG.
Yeah, it was amazing, Tom. Thank you for coming. You're a hero. I also need to shout out Mr. Roger Wilco, who joined the channel as a scold. I missed that. What a legend.
Luce, please don't put germs in my dice as you pack.
I mean, it's highly likely that what we're doing is spreading man flu out to the whole world right now. So, if you receive dice and then suspiciously 2 days later you have man flu, it wasn't us. It was definitely the postman that handled your package. It wasn't us, right? They have kids, germs are a given. Exactly, Mandy, exactly. Liam, I realised earlier that I've never seen you and Pleasant Kenobi in the same room. Are you secretly the same person? How dare you? But like years apart in some sort of temporal shot. How dare you? I am nothing like Vince. Oh no. You two would be hilarious together. I quite like Vince, actually. Vince is a nice guy. He's up the road as well. The interesting thing is, Kelsey, he's literally up the road. He's not far away at all. Yeah, he's Andover. So he's not far from us at all, Pleasant Kenobi. I need to give him a shout in the new year. I need him to teach me to play more Magic. I have a Magic deck that I've never used. Because I bought some when I was at Titans and then I've never used them. So, you know. Disclaimer, do not just send monies to Liam over PayPal without a specific traced reason like this hamper idea. You could get him in tax trouble. I mean, you can if you want. Just say gift and then it's fine, right? My car pretty much died getting me home from an event. Turns out freezing temperatures, 450 miles in a 16-year-old car with 140,000 miles on it is a stupid idea. Thanks for having me. That was lovely. Rob, It was incredible seeing you again. I love the fact that you come to all the events. Poor old Rob, a lot of his hoses went pop when he was on his way to the Great Hall Gathering at Stockport. Did he stop and get it fixed? Did he go, car's fucked, I'm going to abandon this and go home? No. He carried on driving all the way to Stockport, randomly filling up all the fluids that he needed to with a jug, with like a cut open milk bottle, got there, continued that practice all the way home as well. What a fucking legend. What a legend he is. The end stuff.
Oh yeah. Bless him.
What an absolutely fucking hero.
He was the one.
You still haven't got your mic on? Just get your mic on and tell stories. There's 10 minutes left. Ugh. Honestly. Make this happen, then your pair would be absolute jokes. If we can get him on stream, I can bring him in. I'll bring him in for a stream game if he's up for it. It's not that far away, right? He can come and play. No postman has ever handled my package, good sir. How very dare you? That was naught but a rumour. I bet they have. Oh my god. I'm glad there's 5 minutes left because my throat is fucked. And I've got to film a game tomorrow for Deployment Zone, and I have to film a game tomorrow for Deployment Zone because I want to have next week off. I'm streaming a game tomorrow night for you beautiful people, and then I've got 40k After Dark on Saturday. Then we can chill. So then we can chill. You're going to have to pick your mic up in a minute anyway. What happens at the end of every Talking Heads stream? It's on there somewhere. That book's on there somewhere. That desk is fucking erupted in the last 24 hours. Luce clears her desk off quite regularly. I'll give her credit where credit's due. It's normally quite clear. And then the order started coming in yesterday. Her desk was okay. I wouldn't say it was clear, but it was okay. And I was in the studio, and I came back in, and I thought someone had just put hand grenades in all of her drawers. There was just stuff everywhere. So much so that she has a normal-sized desk, and she currently can't find the fact book. Or a ruler, yeah. Or a ruler. Wait, it's the end stuff. I've been reading it the whole time is DNS tough. Well, maybe I'll be getting it wrong, Seeps, right? What did Luce enjoy more, GHG or the DZTV event? GHG. I don't even need to ask her. We've already talked about it. I'll definitely give you a game next GHG says date. Eddie, it's temporarily booked for May. I'm not giving a specific date, but for May, right? I'm hoping everything will be completely clear by May and you can come. We treated the guys this time round, so just to let you know, Great Hall Gathering, we organised and ran as a channel at a loss financially because we didn't want to be wildly stung financially, but we didn't want to also burden you guys with all the cost. So we sold you tickets. We gave you 5 raffle tickets as part of your ticket. We gave you lunch. We gave you dinner. We gave you gaming space as all as part of your ticket. After the event, in terms of the actual event, I think we're a few £100 out of pocket in general because of the amount of prizes we put in the raffle. The raffle was worth 900 quid.
Uncle Liam, do you have any small bugs for Nidalmi?
Gargoyles, rippers, that's it, nothing else. Big Bap here gaming. So yeah, I think in the end we put about £900 into the raffle in vouchers and box sets and stuff.
By the way, after having my flight going into Manchester was cancelled, the one going out managed to lose my luggage. Hopefully it will be returned in the next 2 days. Man face palming, nevertheless it was worth it.
Adrian, you did take your army on as hand luggage, right? Please tell me you've got that still. You can replace clothes. Models are important. It doesn't sound like you had a great experience, my friend. I've done lots of flying. I've never had any hand luggage lost or any flights cancelled. Big hugs, though, Matt. You were incredible for coming. We all love you dearly, Adrian. So thank you. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. You've completely distracted. Oh yeah. So we put like 900 odd pounds into the raffle. So we had lots of element vouchers. We put in a £100 voucher, a £75 voucher, a £50 voucher, 4 £20 vouchers, 1 £10 voucher for element. We put in 2 packs of objective markers. We put in a Horus Heresy giant box set thing, Age of Darkness. We put in a KD Stands box set. We put in a big box of terrain. We put in like 6 different characters box sets. We put in a set of Tempest of War cards because we play lots of Tempest of War. We put in we put in loads actually, didn't we? To be honest with you, we put in quite a lot.
Models are safe.
Thank God for that. You could have just told me. You didn't have to super chat that, Adrian. Thank you, though. Thank you. We obviously provided everyone with a Subway lunch. We provided everyone with a pizza dinner. We did a quiz. And if you won the quiz as a team of 4, every single person who won that quiz in that team got another £25 voucher from Element Games. So we ploughed a ton of money into it to try and give you guys the best possible experience that you can have. Because for me, the Great Hall gatherings are the thank you to the community. It's my thank you to you people, right? So that's part of it. There's a little bit of time and effort that goes into it as well. We had to write the quiz. Luce did lots of itinerary organising and food organising with Rupert. We've got lots of little takeaways to improve on. What I also did is I covered Joe and Brom's travel, and then I also covered Joe, Brom and Paddy's dinners, hotel rooms, etc. So because those guys, Brom and Paddy specifically, they turn up to every single stream as volunteers. When you see Brom and Paddy on stream, they are volunteers. They just come and do it because they love doing it. So that's my way of saying thank you to them as well. And we bought them lots of beer on the Friday night because, you know, that's worth it. However, I've got a slightly different plan for the next one. What I'm hoping to do in the next one is have it on the Sunday. Hear me out, chat. Have it on the Sunday instead of the Saturday. What we're going to do is try and arrange people to get there mid to late afternoon on the Saturday, and we're going to do the quiz on the Saturday night with beer. So instead of doing the quiz at the end of the day, at the end of the stream without beer, and then we all disperse, we'll do the quiz on the Saturday night with beer. So you need to be there for the quiz with beer. And then the Sunday, we'll do what we sort of did. So lunch, dinner, gaming slots, raffle, etc. How's that sound? I think that sounds good. Did you cover some of Paddy's drinks? I did. I didn't cover the ones he smashed at the bottom of the fucking stairs, though. Absolute lager out. Did you find your book? She found it, people. So when Lucy's got her mic ready, we're ready for the... Ready for Loose Fact. We're almost ready for Loose Fact. We're almost ready for Loose Fact. Oh, you've got to find one first. Okay, keep talking. Same team again. Right. So you can have the same team if you want. We will have the same team. Apart from I'm hoping to have Eddie along for the ride as well. And if we're super lucky, even Chris will get to come. But I'm most certainly hoping to have at least Paddy, Joe, and Brom. So one of the reasons why I've planned it for May is because March and April, Paddy is not available again. So I want like a pub quiz. Love it. Exactly like a pub quiz, Asbo. Oh, Asbo, by the way, can you DM... So, sorry, slight aside, very quickly. Asbo, can you actually DM me on Discord? Because you mentioned something about shop fitting in the past, super secret project, and I think we might be ready to talk to you if that is in fact a possibility. DM me. We'll talk about it, right? But yeah, so pub quiz this time with beer in the evening at Element. No people aren't rushing to get home. I think that's a much nicer idea. We'll finish the Sunday with the raffle, and then people could just disappear off at like 6 o'clock in the evening, and then you're back in work for Monday. I think it's a much nicer plan overall. I think it works better. Anyway, Lucy's ready. I'm going to unmute her and put on the...
There is a type of ant found only within a 14-block strip of New York City known as Manhattan. Scientists believe it evolved due to isolation within the city and from an unhealthy diet of corn syrup.
That sounds bollocks.
I stuttered then because I was already reading Manhattan.
Manhattan?
I automatically went Manhattan. Like, why is there a capital in the middle of the word? And that's why I stumbled. So sorry.
Manhattan.
I've heard the thing about the corn syrup, though, that apparently some sewers in America have giant crocodiles or alligators in because of the corn syrup that's in the sewer. I don't know how true these things are. Must be true because it's not in my book.
James Hobbs says, nah, bullshit. Yeah, that sounds...
You messed about with the Joy Toy Krieger yet?
He's up on the shelf over there. I have already had him out of the box and had a look at him. I did already think about repainting him as well. PT13. Trump is the lead ant. Even Luce doesn't believe it, says James Hobbs. Lehman Russ says it's true. I don't think it's true. Manhattan related to Man Bear Pig. Exactly, Eston. Exactly. Bollocks, says Kai. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I'm so unwell. Ha ha ha, sounds true. There are a lot of weird shit Right, with that, you can hear I'm dying, beautiful people. So, I'm going to go and get off this and go to bed, because I've got to get up in the morning and film with Joe for the day, and then play Tyranids on stream for you lot tomorrow night. We're doing a slightly different thing tomorrow night. We want all of you there, all of you hanging out with us, because we want to beat VT for numbers, but also I'm replacing objective markers tomorrow with mince pies. And at the end of this game, if you're holding an objective marker, you eat the mince pie. Right? So, perfect. You're all beautiful people. Oh, then also Friday, obviously, we've got 40k after dark. And then I'm going to be off for Christmas for a week. Sad times. All right, sad times. Thank you. Have you got anything you want to say, Luce, before we go? Oh, no, you put your microphone back on the floor. Thank you very much for watching, you beautiful humans. Thank you for putting up with my horrible man flu coughing. I love you so much. We'll see you in the next one.